back at it again, and one of you sent me this video, and when I read the title, I knew I was checking it out. The title of this is Why I Left the Democrat Party. Like, share, comment, and hit that subscribe button if you are new. If you would like to help out even further with this YouTube algorithm too, watch this video to the very end. It helps out tremendously. And with that being said, let's dive in.
Once upon a time, I was a liberal. Well, to be honest, less than a year ago, I was still a liberal. I became a liberal because I felt I'd found a tribe whose values align with my own. I staunchly reject racism of any kind. I reject the marginalization of any human being based off of their gender or sexual orientation. I reject tyrannical groupthink. I reject a system which allows an ambitious, misinformed, and dogmatic mob to suppress free speech, create false narratives, and apathetically steamroll over the truth.
Yeah, I agree with just about all of that. I agree with all of that. Really, and I've talked about, not wanting to be in an echo chamber. Like you've heard me say that in videos, in past videos. I've talked about, yeah, don't let me live in an echo chamber. Don't let me go off the deep end. Hey, if I'm saying something crazy, let me know. Reel me back in. I don't believe an echo chamber is the best place to live. Absolutely not. You can. You can go down some crazy paths living in an echo chamber. And obviously we see that with a lot of the folks on the left who only hear and see exactly what it is that they want to hear and see. As we know, that's a very, very dangerous path, and I don't want to live in that either. Even though I feel like I'm on the right side, I still want a little bit of pushback. If I'm saying something wild or crazy, y'all better let me know. Y'all better let me know. Don't just repeat it because, you like my videos or whatever. Hey, nah, Rich, reel it back in. Come on now, son. Hey. But yeah, 100%. Let me run that back a little bit because he talking that talk.
A system which allows an ambitious, misinformed, and dogmatic mob to suppress free speech, create false narratives, and apathetically steamroll over the truth. I reject.
And really, really quickly, one thing that I've learned is that if you're not allowed to say it, it's probably true. I'll say that one more time. If you are not allowed to say it, if you are banned from saying it, it is probably true. Let's jump back into the video.
The acceptance of junk science and superstition to advance ideological agendas. I reject hate.
Yep.
These are the reasons why I became a liberal. And these are the same reasons why I am now walking away. For years now, I have watched as the left has devolved into intolerant, inflexible, illogical, hateful, misguided, ill-informed, un-American, hypocritical, menacing, callous, ignorant, narrow-minded, and at times, blatantly fascistic behavior and rhetoric. Liberalism has been co-opted and absorbed by the very characteristics it claims to fight against. For years now...
Facts. And I've said that before. The left accuses the right of what the left actually does or has done. The left accuses the right of being, fascist or, wanting to be the all-being power. When actually it's the left. The right isn't trying to control anyone's speech. The right isn't allegedly colluding with, social media to shadow ban or stop anyone from being able to get their message out to anyone. That's all the left. But the left accuses the right of being, fascist and wanting to control, every aspect of people's lives, when actually it's the left. The left accuses the right of what the left actually does or is or has done. Just saying. That's one thing that I've learned.
Has been co-opted and absorbed by the very characteristics it claims to fight against. For years now, I've watched as people on the left have become anesthetized to their own prejudices and bigotry, and the prejudices and bigotry of those around them who echo their values. Bigotry and the prejudice.
Straight black men are the white people of black. Huh? How does that even make any sense? Can anyone explain that? Can anybody make any type of sense out of this? Please, y'all let me know in the comment section.
And bigotry of those around them who echo their values. I have watched as formerly sensible people who claim to reject racism have come to embrace the principles of universally hating and blaming all of society's problems on all people who have white skin. I have watched as the left has allowed themselves to become hypnotized by false narratives and conclusions perpetuated by social justice warriors who misrepresent and misconstrue facts, evidence, and events to confirm their own biases that everyone who does not comply with their prejudicial conclusions and follow their orders is a racist, a bigot, a Nazi, a white supremacist, homophobic, Islamophobic, xenophobic, misogynistic, and alt-right extremist. And I have watched as they've used these heartless and carelessly assigned labels to intimidate, threaten, bully, silence, attack, unemploy, blacklist, and destroy anybody who dares to fight back. They'll come for me, and then they'll come for you. And worst of all, the Democratic Party and the liberal media has embraced, affirmed, aided, and abetted this cult ideology. In an effort to gain voters and maintain power, the Democratic Party that I once loved has joined forces with the extremist left. The Democratic Party and the liberal media now believe their own ill-gotten conclusions and have ominously decided that they, and only they, know the remedy for society's ills. The left has decided that the solution to problems with race relations in America is more racism. The left believes that attacking, insulting, and dehumanizing one group...
I also find it funny that, some people on the left try to demonize white people and, try to go after Republicans for being a group of white folks when the Democrat Party is run by white people. I'm going to say that again for the people in the back that didn't hear me. You have some Democrat voters who want to demonize white people when their own party is run by white people. Make that make sense. Next election, they're going to sit there and say, I don't want to vote for Trump, so I'm going to vote for the white person that's running my party. I just find that hilarious. White people are so bad. White people are so bad, but they run my party. I'm still going to vote for a white person. But you write all these articles about how terrible the white person is and the white race and blah, 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 this and blah, blah, blah. That is absolutely hilarious. Hilarious, man. Goodness gracious.
Group of people elevates another. The left now believes that there are no boundaries when telling lies, omitting the truth, or misrepresenting facts when telling the news, because their end justifies their means. The left has now decided that its point of view is the only acceptable one, and that suppressing, censoring, and banning open dialogue and debate is virtuous and progressive.
The reason why they ban conservatives from speaking, or at least try to shun them, is because they know that their arguments don't stand up to debate.
The Democratic Party has adopted a deleterious belief system, happily and without skepticism, separating people into groups based off of identity and then organizing them into camps of victims and oppressors. If you are a person of color, an LGBT person, a woman, or an American immigrant, the Democratic Party wants you to know that you are a victim and destined to stay that way. They will insist that you are a victim doomed to exist within a system that is rigged against you, that you are a victim of systemic oppression, that you are a victim of your circumstances, and that no amount of hard work or motivational action will ever allow you to overcome your victimhood or the privilege of those around you. This is perhaps the Democratic Party's greatest and most insidious lie. But if you are a minority in America today, the left-wing politicians and the liberal media don't want you to ever discover this lie. So they bombard us with stories designed to reinforce the narrative that you are in danger, that you cannot succeed. They manipulate your fears and concerns by telling you that you are disadvantaged, disempowered, and disposable to everyone except them. They will tell you that you need them. They will tell you that you are only safe under their supervision. They will promise to liberate you from all that chains you. And then they will do absolutely nothing for you. Once upon a time...
That's a fact. The proof is in the eating, as Joe would say. I can speak to this because obviously I'm black. I know Joe Biden would say that I'm not black, but as a black person, if we've been voting Democrat, a majority Democrat, for 60 years, and we still complain about the same things that we were complaining about 60 years ago, why in the world would we still vote Democrat? We were complaining about some of the same stuff that we complain about today. And yet we've been voting for the same party the entire time. And that same party has been telling us, oh yeah, we'll fix this. Oh yeah, we'll fix that. Oh yeah, we'll do this. Oh yeah, we'll do that. And nothing, allegedly, has changed. The definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over, but expecting a different result. So what you're telling me is you're insane if you still vote Democrat. That's what you're telling me. I'm just saying. And I'm happy to say that there's a lot of black people who are not insane. And I've shown the videos. I've shown the evidence. I get the skepticism, folks. I get it. That's why whenever I make those types of videos, I bring evidence. I bring clips. I bring polls. I bring you all of that in one package so you can see. Because I get it. Right? Because I see the comments, man, I'm skeptical, blah, blah, blah. And I get it. And I'm not saying that means we take our foot off the pedal, right? Because we're winning. That means we press it to the metal. The fact that we are winning lets us know that we need to press it further. Because there's a lot more people out there that agree with us than the media would ever want us to know. They would like us to believe that we're losing and nobody really agrees with us and we're the lunatics and we should be ostracized in society. We're the small corner of society. When in reality, we are the majority of society. Most people agree with us. So that means push the pedal down even further. That means go talk to even more people. Do exactly what they do. Go talk to folks. Most people agree with us. We don't have to be closeted, Republicans anymore. That's what that means.
I was a liberal, but liberalism has changed, and I will no longer be a part of an ideology or political party that represents everything that contradicts my values of unity, equal opportunity, personal empowerment, compassion, and love. So I am walking away, and I encourage all of you to do the same. Walk away.
Beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. That video was from, I believe his name is Brandon Straka. Is it Straka? Y'all let me know in the comment section. It's actually an older video, but big shout out to Brandon Straka. Hopefully I'm saying that correctly. If I'm butchering that, I do apologize. I do apologize about that. But yeah, I agree with him 100%. 100%. I agree, and I was this way even when I was younger. You shouldn't be bullying folks, right? Not a fan of making fun of people, unless it's like all fun, right? Like that. I feel like there's a fine line. Like I love making jokes. Me and my friends, like we when we get together, like we call it roasting. Like we roast each other. We tell jokes about each other, and we get we tell some crucial jokes, and we tell some savage jokes about each other. I mean, my goodness, like if you didn't know us, you'd be like, dang, they about to fight. I already know they about to fight. Nah, we ain't about to fight. We know it's all love at the end of the day. That's what we do. That's what we do. But just making, messing with a random person, like I've never agreed with that. Never agreed with that. The one time that I did see it, I stopped it. And it wasn't making fun of. It was pushing. I forgot what the situation was over. Goodness gracious. I really don't remember. But, a guy was kind of in another kid's face. And I was like, you look at a situation. You're like, man, I know this guy isn't about to fight back. This kid isn't about to fight back. He's about to get smacked or something, and he's not going to do anything back. It's going to be bad. Like, no. We ain't doing that, And, I stepped in and stopped the situation. I've always been that way. So I definitely agree with, even though the left tries to make it seem like the right are these horrible, terrible, no good, very bad people, and they hate everybody, and, they don't accept anyone, and blah, blah, blah. It's really the left that's like that. It's really the left. And you saw some examples right there in the video. And we've obviously seen and heard examples in real life. Whenever you disagree with the left, you're a horrible, terrible, no good, very bad person. You're phobe and ism and this and that and blah, 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 all types of names. And it's like, hold on, wait, I thought you were loving. I thought you were caring. I couldn't get you know what? God bless you. I'm going to go the other way. Like that would be fine. Like Yeah, you cool if you don't agree with me, but like you calling me all types of names and, you know, getting in my face and snatching stuff out of my hand, right? Because I remember there was a guy who was holding a sign of some sort. I don't remember what the sign was, but like some leftist like didn't agree with the sign and just yanked it out of his hand and tried to crumple it up and toss it into the back of I believe it was a chick, her car and take off. And I'm like, hold on, wait, I thought y'all were loving. I thought y'all were caring. Spitting in people's face. I dropped a YouTube short of what I assume to be a bunch of leftists. I don't know that with 100% certainty, but, you know, I assume, you know, stumping on a guy's windshield, walking over his car, right? And I'm like, hold on, I thought y'all were loving. Where's the love? Oh, you're hypocrites. It's all love if I agree with you. That's what that is. So really, you're hateful. Because I've never seen Republicans do all types. I'm sure there is a Republican out there that does ignorant stuff like that, which I do not condone, right? And I don't see them as a Republican whatsoever. Any Republican out there doing some of this foolishness that you see the left do, I don't consider them a Republican. I'm serious. I do not consider them a Republican. I really don't. I really don't. They are they're a Democrat operative, right? They're a Democrat in disguise, okay? A rhino, if you want to call it that. But they're not a Republican. I'll tell you that. That's for darn sure. Because we as Republicans, we understand what's at stake, and we understand, that we're, you know, at least I feel that the left wants to bait us into a confrontation. The left wants to bait us into doing something foolish. They want to bait us into you know, a viral moment that they can use to rally their troops off of. That's the way that I feel. I don't have any evidence of that, but that's just how I feel about it. You know, they want to bait us into something. All they have is J6, and we see how long they've run with that narrative. You see, because that's all they have. But we got all types of incidents of them being violent. We've got all types of footage of them going wild and crazy. So from my perspective, I will never give a Democrat what they want, ever. I'm not going to be violent. I'm not even going to condone violence. I'm not going to condone it because that's what the left wants. That's what they want. I'm not going to feel hopeless or helpless. First off, I know that that's not the truth, but the left wants us to feel that way. They want us to feel like we're alone and in a corner of society. That's why you hear these stories about conservatives being afraid to speak, especially in places like college campuses, where I thought college campuses were a place for debate at one point in time, but they know that we're winning. They know that they can't stand up to our arguments or our debates. They know that if we stood on stage across from each other and had a serious discussion between a Republican and a Democrat, they would lose. They would lose. And all of their narratives would go down the toilet with them. I encourage you all to speak to more people, have conversations. Even if you have to tiptoe, that's fine. I'd rather listen. The as the old saying goes, slow money is better than no money, right? Slow money is better than no money. And in that situation, small progress is better than no progress. So even if you have to tiptoe around the conversation with, you know, somebody on the left to make sure that, you know, you continue the conversation, so be it. So be it. Tiptoe all day long. Slow progress is better than no progress, right? I want to see a landslide. I want to see an electoral college landslide, the likes of which we've never seen in this country. I want to see that whole map painted red, minus California, right? I don't know if California would ever go red. Goodness gracious, that place is insane. I believe New York can though. I forgot the last guy that ran, but he came pretty darn close. He wasn't too far. He did a lot better than what people expected, right? Even in New York. And I think even more people in New York are waking up. So I definitely think New York can go red. It's going to be a challenge, but it's possible. California, I'm not too optimistic about that one. I'm gonna be honest with y'all. I'm gonna be honest. I'm not too optimistic about that one. But yeah, man, y'all go out there and speak to folks, even if you have to tiptoe. But hey, y'all let me know what you thought about this one in the comment section below. Like, share, comment, hit that subscribe button before you go. Peace and love. I'm out.